There we go. That should have fixed it. Did it? Did it fix it? Is it working now? I don't know. Oh, dragons. Thank you, Buttface Monkey. I'm just gonna move. It works! It works! Hallelujah. Right. Figured it out. Figured it out. I'm gonna sit down because I deserve it now. Jesus. Move my camera out the way. Right. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about my favourite pasta, carbonara tortellini. Well, tortellini Alfredo. I don't know. Yeah, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is I wanted to talk about, you know, this, that, and the other thing. Let's just share this quickly. There we go. I wanted to talk to you guys about how to move to Japan, or how I moved to Japan. Not tapping on the mic, that's me tapping on the screen, because this is a mobile and you have to tap on the screen to do stuff, unfortunately. And lo and behold, YouTube doesn't have an auto share feature, so yeah. So wanted to just talk about like how you move to Japan, or how you can move to Japan if you wanted to, in any way, shape or form. A lot of people believe that you don't recommend to move to my country IMO. I don't know about that. If somebody wants to move somewhere, you can't really stop them, unfortunately. But yeah, something that a lot of people think is that they think that they have to, you know, like, just be an English teacher for the rest of their lives, or just be this for the rest of their lives, or do this for the rest of their lives, and it's like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to just be anything in this day and age. You can do whatever you want, really, as long as it's within the confines of the law. One thing that I'm really kind of sad about hearing. Hello, Death Note. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. I think I've seen a couple of your comments on my videos sometimes. I often forget names. I'm awful with names. I'm kind of sad when I hear people being like, oh, I want to move to Japan, but I don't want to be an English teacher for the rest of my life. It's like, you don't need to be. There's nothing saying that once you've got a job in Japan that you can't change that job in Japan. The thing that most people forget is that it's, you know, it's quite a lucrative country, and once you've learned the language and you've learned a skill, something that you can pass off to someone else, you can get a job pretty much doing anything, as long as you know the correct, the kotoba, the words for said language, or for said skill. For example, if you don't know the words for like engineering terms, you probably can't be an engineer in this country, unless you work for an English firm, an English speaking firm, I should say. Just the same as like when I started working for Doga TV, I had to learn very quickly. I had to learn a lot of words about like videos and editing and uploading and audience and all these random words, but they're all like specialist kotoba, senmongako kotoba, which is like specialized wording for certain schoolings. Am I making sense? But basically, I just want you guys to know that if... Oh, it's Link. Hey, Link. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? Stay up there. I want you guys to know that you don't need to worry about, like, staying here. And if you move here and you're worried that you're going to have to be an English teacher for the rest of your life, don't worry about it. It's fine. You can be an English teacher for a year, get that visa, that sweet visa, and then just bounce and go and get another job. Which is not something that you should... Greetings, Hamburg. Hamburg? How do you say that? Hamburg. Is it? I'm guessing it's Hamburg, right? Now, I just want to say something. There is a crow, a jungle crow, which, by the way, if you don't know what a jungle crow is, they're like crows that have come from Jurassic Park. Oh, it's good. I got it right. They're like massive crows. Yeah, jungle crows. And I wonder if I can spot him. I want to take a video of him so you guys can see how ludicrously massive this thing is. And basically, every morning, rain or shine, this fucking jungle crow... Ah, it's just a regular... Oh, no, this is a jungle crow. This ball sack of a fucking bird wakes me up with its call. I wonder if I can... he keeps flying away. He's, like, attacking something at the moment. So yeah, this is my balcony. Oh yeah, I should point out, I live opposite a shrine. That's a Japanese shrine right there. See? And yeah, it makes for quite an easy living environment out here. I like it. It's very quiet. But it does mean when fucking giant birds start cawing and shit, it's do degrees from different countries matter in the form of the United States? How important is... Oh, how do I see that? Oh, is there a way to go back? How do I go back? Degrees from different countries don't matter. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter about your citizenship. It doesn't matter about anything. The only thing that matters is if you are applying for a job teaching English, they do prefer that you're a native English speaker. Basically, I'm going to get off my balcony because it's a little bit dirty. Basically, if you aren't a native English speaker, there are loopholes around that, and there are companies who will just hire you straight up. I used to work for a company, and they had 2 Ukrainian people just teaching English. Some companies are way more lax than others. Some companies have very, very strict rules, and they kind of have to abide by those. So, if you don't get hired by them, you'll get hired by someone else. But if you're a native English speaker, no problems. You can teach English in this country and you can get a job in this country. And the degree you have makes no difference. How important is citizenship and why not just get residency? You can't get residency... I can't keep... The chat is so quick. It disappears so quickly. Basically, is there a way to... Does anyone know if there's a way to, like, see the chat again? No? Okay. Basically, I saw something about the JET program. The JET program, I think, personally, is really bad. I think it's a very bad system to get people into the country. I think it's a system that is old and needs revamping. But they never will because they're Japanese. And if it ain't broke, in their opinion, they won't fix it. So that's an unfortunate situation. But yeah, if you are thinking about why do I think it's bad, basically they have a situation with the JET program where they're extremely stuck in what they can and cannot do because the Japanese government runs the JET program, and that means they will put you where you need to be put, not where you want to be put, which is fine because it give you different experiences. But it's also a problem when it comes to like curriculum and what you will be doing as a teacher. A lot of people have told me about the JET program, and I've heard some pretty interesting things in terms of like I'm sorry to say that, Hamba. This is all conjecture. They may have improved. Would you recommend a different company or a group like Jet? I think if you've got the credentials to get into the Jet program, um, if you've got the credentials to get into the Jet program, yeah, okay, do it. You only have to be there for a year, and then you've got a visa, and if you don't like it, you can change. So yeah, do it. On the other hand, I would say probably Interac is a better company if you want to get into the English teaching ALT stint. I personally just don't like ALT. I think ALT is a bad system. My arm's getting tired. Damn, I want to like prop you up on something, but I don't know if I can. Can I? Oh, can he? Can he do it? I'm very. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. I can just talk like this now, and I can plug you in because my battery will die very quickly. So let's just plug you in there. What do I think of Japanese language schools? I love Japanese language schools. I think they're a good old time. I went to one. I went to one for nearly 2 years, so they must be good if I put up with it for that long. Yeah, no, they're all right. Yeah, they're a good old time. I think they're one of the best ways to learn Japanese in a structured environment. Did my Japanese improve much? Yeah, I can speak Japanese now, so that's an improvement. And as proof, because everybody comments and they're like, "You can't speak Japanese. You never speak Japanese in your videos." What school did I attend? I attended Shibuya Gaigo Gakuin. What do you eat if you don't like fish? What do you eat if you don't like fish in Japan? Shit tons of stuff. There's like katsukare, cuts in general, katsu. It's pork cutlet. See that? Blah, blah, blah. That's what I do whenever I flub my words, and it's what I cut out of my videos. Yeah, there's loads of food that you can eat. And by the way, I don't like fish, and I'm doing fine here. Yeah, Lucas is right. You can survive well enough with no fish. Basically, yeah. 魚が好きじゃない人は大丈夫だよ. There you go. There's a little bit of Japanese, threw it in there. That wasn't a very good sentence though. It's just me saying that if you don't like fish, you're fine. Oh, that Japanese. Basically, what did I want to talk about? Yeah, so someone was asking about Jet and why I think it's bad. Just basically, I just don't agree with like that amount of structure in terms of teaching English. I think teaching English should be more of a free flow, and should encourage the teachers to like try harder and do better. Whereas Jet's just kind of like, here's the curriculum. Teach this every day. Don't stray from this. And if you don't do that, it can be extremely fun for you. You only really work around about 5 hours a day. Way less than what I do. Hi, Dad. Hello. I'm not your dad. Sorry to say that. Don't have any kids. Yeah, in the Jet program, you only work about 5 hours a day, I think. I think you start at 9 and then you finish at 4-ish. 6 hours, but you get an hour for lunch. I don't know. But you'll be placed in a completely Japanese environment. If you study hard and try hard, you can learn Japanese. That's a bonus from it. Jets do get paid quite a bit. That's good. And you get really good health insurance, which is also nice. And I think the Jet program also flies you out to Japan. So, I mean, if you're applying for it, there are benefits. Personally, for me, I always enjoyed private English teaching way more. For the fact that I could make my own curriculum. But that's just me, you know. Some people don't like that kind of pressure. A little bit of a hiccup there. Some people don't like that kind of pressure, and that's fine. You don't need to, like, you know, do it if you don't want to. But how do you get into a Japanese company is the question, the untappable question that people seem to think is completely impossible. It's not. I did it. My Japanese is nowhere near as good as it should be. Is it possible to get limited Japanese that isn't a teaching job? Yes! Actually, that's a better question. The Death Note, well done for asking that question. I have lots of friends, and I mean lots of friends, that work in very, very specific high-tech jobs that know no Japanese whatsoever. And when I say high-tech, I mean like high-tech for Japan. So like IT, robotics, animation. There was one guy I met who was a rocket scientist, an aerospace engineer, all of those kind of jobs. Things that require you to have quite good knowledge of what you're talking about. Usually companies that hire those people, really, that's awesome. I heard it's impossible, so I'm glad to drop it. It is possible. Usually companies that hire those people that are high-tech specialists or high-end professionals, they will have someone who can translate. So they don't really give a shit if this person can't speak Japanese, because they'll just get this person to do it, and then this person gets what they want. And that's the main point. Architects are a big thing in Japan. A lot of architect studios like having foreigners here, because did those people get already reside in Japan or no? Actually, no. For example, the aerospace engineer, my friend, he moved over here because he was working for, I think he was working for NASA, and we're talking like he's high end, but he was working for NASA, and then NASA were like, yo, there's this company in Japan who want to work with us, but they need someone to build spaceships and stuff. Go on over. And so he did, and now he works at I guess NASA's Japanese thing. So yeah, that's his story. I should get him on for a video sometime, because he's so interesting to talk to. He's a French dude, and he speaks fluent English and French. Have you ever had a Japanese girlfriend before? Is it difficult to be in a relationship due to cultural differences? I have had a Japanese girlfriend before. It wasn't that difficult because we both were like interested in each other's cultural differences, I guess. But it did, it ended due to the fact that she and I didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and Japanese women in particular can argue for days on end. I mean, we're not friends anymore. This was a long time ago, but basically, like, every time she had an opinion on something and I had an opinion on something, I could argue for a long, long time. She could argue for a long, long time. It just got uncomfortable. But no, I don't think that getting a girlfriend in Japan is that difficult. Personally, for me, most of my girlfriends in this country have been foreigners, just because, not because of anything in particular, not because I don't want to get with a Japanese girl or anything like that, just because I've clicked better with foreigners, and that is something that might happen to you as well, especially if you're living in Tokyo. There's a lot of foreigners here, and you might end up dating one of them rather than dating a Japanese person. And I don't think it should be a goal that you date Japanese people here. Just date who you like. Do I prefer Japan over your home country? Did you enjoy Golden Week? Lucas, don't like Golden Week. Anyone who lives in Japan will tell you they don't like Golden Week. I mean, you live in Japan. Did you enjoy Golden Week? No one enjoys Golden Week. It's too busy. There we go. And do I prefer Japan over my home country? I wouldn't say I prefer Japan over the UK as a whole. I would say that I prefer this town and Tokyo over where I'm from, because I'm from a very weird area of Manchester. Basically, Manchester and Greater Manchester. I'm from the south of the Greater Manchester in a place called Stockport. If you look up Stockport, its notable pictures are of a viaduct, a bus stop, and a market. It's quite low end when it comes to being camera. Is Top Gear the best? Oh, that's how you see the chat. Oh, brilliant. Now I know. Okay. You tap the screen. You tap the screen to see the chat. Basically, Stockport is a very hostile environment. It used to be quite a thriving. Top Gear, by the way, Death Note. It's hard to say your name. Top Gear is an amazing show about cars. Presented, or it used to be presented by Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May. Now it's not. It's now presented by Joey from Friends and some other people. But yeah, it's a great show. But yeah, Stockport it's kind of a hostile environment because it's a blue collar working town, and a lot of people there lost their jobs in the 80s, and then they started moving into Manchester to become white collar workers, and people who didn't move away kind of got left behind, and it just became quite a difficult environment to live in. And I'm from an even more rural part of that called Marple, which is beautiful. I love Marple. It's an absolutely gorgeous area. But it's surrounded, if you know this, if you're from the UK, it's surrounded by council flats, or council housing, which is essentially like if you can't afford a house, they put you there, and then that happens. It's sad, but it also comes with the fact that there's a lot of chavs. Has YouTube created opportunities for you in Japan, like making friends with the people living in Japan? Yeah, yeah, it has. I made a lot of friends in Japan because of YouTube. I mean, the reason I have a job is because of YouTube, really. Which is funny to say. Basically, I met Tyler from Doga TV at a YouTube Hanami party. He was very drunk. We hung out for a bit afterwards because I met him at the train station, and we got the same line home because we lived nearby to each other. And then one day I was like, "Hey man, I need a job," and then he got me a job, which is great. That's pretty much my story. Is that I do think that the YouTube community in Japan has a tendency to be extremely friendly, and then also can be quite cliquey, which I'm not greatly fond of, but that's just me. But the people I've met, Jason is Lost, for example, like Stu in Tokyo when he was still here, great friend of mine now. Lots of people like Tikyo Sam. Tikyo Sam's a good friend of mine. He's an awesome guy, and yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride, doing all of that nonsense. Yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to ask them. It's all good. Also, if you're watching this and you want to see other people come in and ask me questions and stuff and see how I react to the chat moving really, really fast and not being able to see it, go ahead and share it. This is something, if you guys are watching, if I can figure out how to get my live streams working properly, would you guys be into me, doing live streams on a more regular basis? I kind of just did this because today I want to edit. Editing takes a while. I filmed 7 videos this week because of Golden Week, and I was in a creative mood and I just wanted to make more. Editing takes a long time, especially if I'm editing 7 videos in a row. I didn't want to force one out today, so I decided to do a live stream instead. But would you guys be into the idea of me doing more of these every now and then, or what? Or is that something that you would be interested in, not interested in? Let me know. But yeah, let's get back to how to move or how to come to Japan. Basically, the first thing you need to do is you need to... Holy crap, there's 11 people in the room. Hello, everyone who just showed up. This is the thing you need to do. If you're starting out... at university, you're already on the right path. If you're starting out outside of university and you're thinking to yourself, do I need to go? Do I not need to go to university? The answer is you do need to go. You can't realistically work here long term with no degree. It just doesn't It doesn't work, unfortunately, and that's, you know, the sad truth about living here is that the visa system, although quite lucrative and quite easy to bypass all of the stupid loopholes they have, it is very strict in the fact that it won't, you know, budge. they have the system in place that you need to at least have been trained professionally. If you haven't been trained professionally, then you're looking at things like an art visa or an entertainer's visa, and those visas are limited in what you can do. And what's more is they're a bit like, I don't know, short term rather than long term. Oh, sponsor. Refreshing. Don't know why I did that. Oh, it tasted awful as well. I had a mint before this. Messages aren't going through. That's weird. I wonder if I can. I wonder if is there a way to look at the chat. I wonder if I can just load it up. Oh, that'd be incredible. Can I watch myself? Because if I can, then I'm just going to join the chat as well. Because then if your messages aren't coming through, that really sucks, and I'm not happy about that. And I want to... Hello. The messages are there. It's working, don't worry. I think it's something... There's something up with... God, oh, Jesus. Oh! Did I, like, crash out for a second? Maybe my internet, like... Basically, my house shares internet. I'm room 5, and... Oh, should I say that? I'm the 5th room of a room of rooms of, like, 200 or something. And, like, not 200, it's like 70. And the internet kind of gets a bit shaky, so YouTube probably was just like, don't message him, because he needs the internet. Is overworking in Japan a real thing? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a real thing. It's unfortunately a very real thing. I just wanted to say, it wouldn't let me before that. I would love to see more live streams. You should try out Twitch. You can chat. Oh, for fuck's sake. I really want to try out Twitch. I really do, Hamber. I really do. I really, really, really want to do Twitch, actually. But unfortunately, I don't have the money to do that. I looked into investing in that kind of stuff. I have a PlayStation 4. I don't know if that means anything. My internet probably isn't good enough to keep a Twitch stream going for that long. 2, I haven't got like an Elgato or anything like that, so that's going to cost me money. And then on top of that, I do have OBS. Still don't know how it works. I don't have a webcam, except for the one that's built into my my MacBook. But the worst thing is that Twitch streaming takes a hell of a lot of power, and it also takes a lot of, like, you know, you need a beefy PC to do so, and I don't have a beefy PC. I can't afford one neither, so that's an issue. But I would love to Twitch stream at some point in my life. It would mean the world to me to be able to play video games, which I love doing, and be able to stream with you guys and chat to you guys, because I've got the gift of gab. I can talk for years on end, but the main problem is I don't really like the idea of me just chatting to... I'm not doing anything. I'm just stood here, and I'm doing now. And the idea of Twitch streaming is something where I'm like, oh yeah, I could see myself doing that. I could see myself being that person, eventually, if I got the thousands of dollars it takes to do so. I love watching video games too. Play solitaire and chat on Twitch. That is incredible. I would consider that. I'm not very good at solitaire though. You'd see how terrible I am at solitaire. I'm more into, like... This is the thing, I play JRPGs, which means that, like, 9 times out of 10 I'd be streaming for like 4, 5, 6 hours at a go. And to you guys, that probably sounds amazing. To me, that sounds like a hell of a lot of effort. I'm just going to grab some water. Oh, got a chat. I totally wouldn't mind watching you play random Japanese. Learning games. Yeah. I've considered all of these things. It's the major problem is it's like the minimum it costs to get a computer that can actually stream in this country. It's like $2,500, and I can't invest that much. That's basically my paycheck. Mizu. But yeah, how to move to Japan. Quick and simple. Number one, you need a degree of some kind. Can you read some English textbooks? Well, like right now, I don't have any. I don't have English textbooks because I'm English, so I can speak the language. I did say water, yeah. You guys are funny. I like this. This is enjoyable to me. This is great. I love this. I love being able to like interact with people. Thank you very much for coming to the live stream. I should have promoted it on my Facebook too. I feel like I've left them out. Yes, bow down to me. Yeah, so how do you move to Japan? Okay, so you need one thing. You need a degree. You need that. Two, you're going to need some money to bring over here, and you need to remember one thing, which is something that I forgot. Foreign credit cards and foreign bank cards, they're not hugely into... oh, God, it's Mark. Hi, I'm Mark. Mark's a dude from... I've known Mark for absolutely ages. He's a great guy. Absolutely amazing guy. He's from the UK. Is an associate's degree acceptable, or does it need to be a bachelor's degree? Is your associate's degree from university? Like, did you get it from a university? Because if so, it might be okay. If not, it might not be okay. I unfortunately can't say otherwise. It's basically down to what you want to do. But if you're applying to JET and they accepted you, then it should be fine, I guess. Matamizu, that means again with the water. It's from a university, but my school is online. Oh, then it should be fine. It should be okay. Like, you're talking like open university stuff, right? Where like either you're too sick or you didn't have enough time to go to university. No, that should be okay, I think. Again, I'm not a lawyer, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, so you got your degree. Let's say you got the degree. You got the money. Okay, cool. Take out the money before you come here. Just save yourself a shit ton of money, because you get charged all sorts of interest rates taking out here, and the only place you can take out is at a conveni. They charge anyway, so you're just looking at a lot of money expenditure just to get money from your country. Just take it out, get it changed in wherever country you're from. How much money do you recommend having before you go? I brought 1,500 to... I think I brought around about £2,000 because I sold my car and then everything else, and I had about 2,000 at that point. I took out half of it. What's up, Phil? Phil Nolan, how's it going, man? This dude's awesome. He Follow Fridays me like every Friday. It makes me happy. It makes me I love you, dude. Thank you very much for watching my videos for as long as you have. It means the world. Yeah, I took out half of the of my money, so £1,000, which is about $1,600 if I remember correctly, and the other half I left in my account. That was a bad idea. I should have taken it all out. £2,000 didn't last me 5 minutes after getting an apartment. Bring as much as you can. Yeah, that's actually pretty sound advice. £2,000 will do you okay as long as you stay somewhere with cheap accommodation. Most places in Tokyo, they ain't cheap. So you're going to be looking to spend quite a lot of money quite quickly. Man, it's super dry today. It's really dry air. It's like drying up my throat when I talk. And I'm trying to talk a lot because, well, you know, why wouldn't I? I'm the only one here. I'm having a conversation with you guys. I'm the only one in the room. I can talk as much as I want. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You get a degree, you get money, take the money out, transfer it into yen. Phil, you spent $2,000 in 2 weeks? Wow, that's a lot. What about the countryside? Have you lived there? I live in the countryside right now. I'm in the countryside. And bring antiperspirant deodorant. That is very true. Bring all the things that you might have to do a little bit of research, especially if you need like hypoallergenic stuff. Holy hell, bring that from your own country. Inhalers is another thing. All of these things that you need the stuff. Did you plan to go to Japan with things planned beforehand, like a job or school? You just go spontaneously. I actually came here. I came here for what was only going to be a 1 month vacation. I obviously had the intent to try and find a job, but I basically was like, 1 month, have fun, try and get a job. If it doesn't work out, head home, kind of thing. And then that 1 month turned into 2 months, and that 2 months turned into 3 months, and I had a job by the end of the second month, so I just took the last of the 3 months. I took the last of my time, the 3 month time, and just like went mental with like buying things and like partying and stuff like that, and just kind of went a bit like crazy. And then I had a job and I moved. Yeah, and to answer your question, yes, I've lived in the countryside. I live in the countryside right now. I've lived in the countryside. My first job was in the countryside. I lived in a absolute complete inaka. If you don't know what inaka means, it's like, it doesn't really mean countryside, but it doesn't really mean anything else. So I guess countryside is the best example of what it means. It's basically where the rice fields are. I lived about 5 minutes from a giant rice field plain, and yeah, that was fun. I didn't particularly like that area. It was difficult to live in, and it just wasn't for me. I'm more of a suburb kind of guy. I'm living in the countryside right now, but it's a suburb. I mean, I've lived in Tokyo and I've lived in the countryside, and now I live kind of in between. And I would say kind of in between is the best for me, but I'm now finding it very difficult to make the commute every day to work. So I probably will end up moving back into the city, which is, it's fine. I like Tokyo as a city. It's good. It's fun. It does come with its downsides, obviously. Everywhere does. But it's what you have to do if you want to be here. Any scary experiences in Japan? No, none at all. I've had one that's a lie. I've had one scary experience, but it was like 5 years ago, ish. Can you drink the tap water? Yes, Mark, you can drink the tap water. It's not. I just got a follow Friday on a Sunday. Right then. You can drink the tap water here. It's completely fine. There are some speculations. There's some up and down. Maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't drink the tap water if you're closer to like Adachi, which is like closer to the water side near where Fukushima was. Maybe you shouldn't drink it there. I don't know. I don't live on that side. I live on the east side. I'm all good. So yeah. No, I live on the north side. I don't know what I'm on about. What was I saying? Scary experiences. Yeah, okay, so like 5 years ago, when I first... 5? Jesus, it might even be longer than that. When I was 18, oh, that is longer. Oh, I'm old. Oh. Basically, when I was 18 and I first came to Japan, me and my dad, we were on a train heading from Nagoya to Hiroshima, I think. Yeah, and we were on this train, and my dad, he's a keen adventurer. He had heard about this lake where they go cormorant fishing. If you don't know what cormorant is, it's like a bird. And they put it over the edge of the water. The bird jumps into the water, comes back with a fish, and then that's cormorant fishing. It's fantastic to look at. It's very, very beautiful. It's a very skilled thing that requires a lot of like patience, I guess. So we get off the train and we think it's the right stop. It's not. And we walk for about like 25, maybe 30 minutes. And I'm starting to get a bit freaked out. There's no street lights. People are looking at us very weirdly. People seem a bit like offish with us. And this is completely different to our entire travel that we've been on thus far. And so I was getting a bit like, maybe we shouldn't be in this neighborhood. Maybe this is a neighborhood, they don't like foreigners here, maybe. I didn't catch any cormorants, unfortunately, Mark. And basically, the reason why they were looking at us, though, is just because they hadn't seen foreigners before. And then it was close to like a celebration in this town, I guess, so there were kids like lighting off fireworks and stuff, and I basically just like had a bit of a panic attack, and I was like, we need to get back to the station now, let's go, come on, let's go. And my dad was like whatever about it, but eventually he did realise that I was kind of scared and I wanted to bounce, and that was not really a scary situation, it was just something I wasn't very used to, I guess, in terms of what we'd experienced in Japan so far, so it was different, you know? Like, that's the whole thing with Japan. It's like, some areas there are no streetlights, and the people just like live in close proximity to each other, and they know where they are, so it's like, they don't need streetlights. And that can be scary, but it's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's me. Oh, I'm so weird. But yeah, do you guys have any questions specifically about moving to Japan? Like how to do it, or what the best way to do it is? Because if you do, please let me know. Holy hell, there's 16 people here. That's nice. Everyone was super nice to me, even in the small towns. Yeah, exactly, Phil. That's the thing. There's like a lot of people are very, very nice. Ashley Edwards. Seeing you'd gone live, but I got to work. Simple plan. How could this happen to me? Starts playing. Oh, Ashley, I'm sorry, man. You could just have it on and then just don't pay attention. Wait, sorry. X-Files Forever. How much money will I need? Oh, for fuck's sake, stupid thing. How much money will I need if I stay on top of passport, visa? Is it going to be? How much money will you need? It depends on where you're from. Really, like cruise ship. I don't really know. That's something I actually don't know. Good question. I should look that up, I guess. It's difficult. Like, how much money you think you'll need. Basically, when you first come to Tokyo, don't stay in an apartment, and then you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to save easier. Consider moving. Well, Phil, if you're into like tech, you're like into tech and stuff, right? So like, surely you could get a job in that area. I guess I'm gonna have to put my sandals on. Like, the one thing I hate about Japan, they don't know carpet. Like, they just put office carpet down everywhere, and it's fucking awful to stand on. Like, it's just if you're not a native English speaker, you can still get a job here. I talked about that earlier. You can get a job, just not English teaching. Could get a job in animation, but I don't speak much Japanese. Like I said, there are animation companies here that are English. The most Japanese complain about. I work in a conversation school, and all I do is chat. There you go. Like, if you like, that's a job. You know. I'm sure it pays very well. I'm sure it's very nice to have a job where you just kind of chat all the time. bloody hell. I've been drinking too much of this miso. Throwing out the hardcore Japanese. I just saw online cruise ship is already 10k from my city at Melbourne. If I was you, then I wouldn't go on a cruise ship if it costs that much. That's a lot. Also, someone asked me where I live earlier, and they were close. They were close to where I live. That's kind of creepy. My girlfriend's asking me questions. I should respond to that. Oh God, I'm getting If you're $10,000, you don't need to worry. Basically, pretty much. Like here's the thing, Japan actually has a visa set up. Also, if you can't go on a plane, X-Files, drink. Get to the airport and drink a lot. I get panic attacks before flying. My girlfriend gets panic attacks before flying. Drink, drink, drink. You'll be fine. Not great advice, by the way. Just to drink before you fly. But yeah. Pull an all-nighter and sleep. That's even better. That's better advice. That doesn't lead to partial alcoholism, so that's better advice. Sorry, but I had to respond to that message because I can't type it on here because that would sound absolutely terrible for you guys. What was I saying? If you don't drink alcohol, do what the others said and just stay up all night and then fall asleep on the plane. You'll be fine. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, getting a boat here is not a good way to do it. You're gonna have to get on a plane, unfortunately. But yeah, that's it. Visas and money and stuff. Japan, they're super into you spending money in this country, like super into it. And actually, I think, if I remember correctly, there is like a 1-year tourist visa that you can get. It's very, very, very specific. And it's basically for people who have a boatload of cash. They can come here and can we take sleeping pills on a plane ride to Japan? I know Japan is don't best not to take like any sleeping pills or anything that could be considered an opiate before your entry into Japan. If they find that on your person, they could question you, and if you don't speak Japanese and they don't speak English, could have some conflict there. But yeah, the big long visa thing. I found out about this visa like a couple of months ago when I was researching visas that I would maybe consider jumping into. And if you have a boatload of cash, like you can, it's well over 10k. Yeah, I assumed it was like a lot. It's like, I think it's close to like 100k. Basically, if you have enough money that is like a year's salary, you can just be in Japan and live here for a year. And if you can just keep generating that, then they'll just keep giving you that visa, that's incredible. But basically, it's like if you're an entrepreneur in your country and you earn a shit ton of money all the time, you can basically live in Japan because they're happy for you to be spending your money here. And then, you still have to pay taxes and stuff because you need a residence card for this particular visa, even though it is a tourist visa. It's like a designated activities visa or something. I don't know what it's called. It's just you have money, the visa. But yeah, that's another way to get to Japan if you've got shit tons of cash. I think that a lot of people kind of make the idea of moving to Japan way more difficult in their head than it actually is. It's remarkably easy to move to this country. Will having a student visa affect me being able to work? No, Edwin. If you have a student visa, you can you get PG tips? You can, Mark. You can get PG tips. They've got Asda here. Ha! They have an Asda. It's called Say You, but it's owned by Walmart, and they sell PG tips there. The milk is off though. The milk's wrong. No, if you have a student visa, you have to get a thing which is called a exemption of activities or something like that. It's basically a special certificate where you stamp that on your visa. Basically, just says that you can work part-time, and you can work up to 28 hours, which is like just under full-time work. Is it as rough as the Asda in Hume? Cheadle Hume? No. Yeah, Edwin, if you have that, and also actually that proves to the Japanese government that you are willing to work even in a designated activity, so that can actually look quite good for you on your visa applications for the future. Like if you have done part-time work and then you apply for full-time work and you need a new visa for that, that can actually benefit you because you've already proven that you can work in this country and pay your taxes and stuff like that. So that's great. That's a good way to go through it. And that's something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. There's a lot of people who keep asking me, should I go to Japanese language school or should I work? And I personally think you should do both. And the reason you should do both is not because I think that you can learn Japanese amazingly at Japanese language school and you can't learn it when you're working. I do think, however, that most people get kind of burnt out by the idea of working in Japan, and a lot of people get burnt out by studying in Japan because they're two quite stressful environments for two different reasons. For example, when you start working in Japan, it's just work, like work constantly, and when you start studying, it's not very much like that. But it starts getting that way when you get to your final exams, which is when things get heavy. Working with the public can help you learn. That's true. Working with the public can help you learn. And that's why if you're at language school, a lot of people take up classes or take up work at conversation classes where you just sit at a table and you're just chatting to people and they'll speak in Japanese and you speak in English, stuff like that. Language exchange where you get paid, that's fantastic. You just sat there and then you get paid for it. It's great. What if our Japanese is okay already? If you've got good Japanese, you just don't need to go to language school. Going to language school can only benefit you if you've got good Japanese. Like, it literally, you spend money to go there, but it can only benefit you, right? Like, you can only get better by going to Japanese language school. You're not going to go there and get worse. That's impossible. You could get worse by going into a job that requires no Japanese. That's a thing that can happen. And that's the thing that happens to a lot of people in this country, is they learn Japanese, they do really, really well at it, and then they go straight into English teaching, and you don't have to speak Japanese as an English teacher, and then they lose their ability to speak Japanese. That sucks. Well, they don't lose it, it just becomes worse. Mine's getting worse. My ability to speak Japanese is getting worse just because at my work, I only really have to speak Japanese like 30% of the day. The rest of the day is just speaking with foreigners, and that has hindered my abilities. I am going to switch that up though, and I'm going to start speaking in Japanese only. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, I'm going to take a little breather, throw some questions my way, any questions you want, anything you want. Doesn't have to be about how, because I think I've covered how to get to Japan, how to move to Japan. What's your job? Lucas, my job is I'm a video editor at Dogu TV, so you can look them up, they're good. I'm sure you don't, not sure if you know about Temple University. If you do, what are your thoughts on it? I've heard that they're good. I've heard good things and bad things. You hear good things and bad things about any school, really. Do you think you might go back to a Japanese language school? No, I can't actually. Unless I get permanent residency, I can't go back to Japanese language school because I did 2 years, and that's the maximum you can do there. Favorite place in Japan? My favorite place in Japan is Hakone and Kanazawa. I can't choose between the two of them. Kanazawa is amazing, and Hakone is just beautiful. Although Takao-san is also pretty good, which is I did a video about that, so you can see that if you want. You can see Fuji from there, but you can also see Fuji from Hakone, so that's good. I saw a question before, what's your favourite Japanese beverage? My favourite Japanese beverage is cow piss, which sounds so terrible. I think it's called cow soda in different countries. But it's called cow piss here. No, not cow piss. CALPIS. It's nice. It's like cow pico. Okay. Basically, I can't describe it. It's almost like a yogurt soda. It's pretty good. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Japanese beverages. I'm not really a massive fan of like Japanese beverages as a whole. I like green tea and stuff like that. Melon soda is pretty good. I have bad teeth though, and melon soda is literally like drinking acid for your teeth. It just like burns straight through them. I'm thinking about this, guys. How would you guys feel about it being like the last Sunday of every month I do a live stream instead of putting up a video? How would you guys feel about that? Like that means that for three days of the week you get videos, and then 3 days of the week, 3 days of the month you get videos, and then one day you get this. Awesome! You guys seem to like the idea. That's cool. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I'm kind of taken aback, honestly. I'm glad that you like that. I agree with you, Lucas. Like the idea of scheduling it so that people know when to come is fun for me as well. I like schedules. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to ask you guys, because you guys are watching. Clearly, you guys are quite invested in what I've got to say. I don't know why. What do you guys think about the vlog that I do at the moment? The new kind of vlog that I've been doing. What kind of editing do you do at your job? I do video editing. I do this. I do this. Basically, I'm the video editor. I'm the sole lead video editor for Doga TV. There is another editor, but he does like the paid promotion stuff where we get paid boatloads of money to make videos for companies. He does that stuff. I do the YouTube stuff. And we've just hired a new editor. He's going to be doing the Facebook stuff. But yeah, I'm the lead YouTube editor for Doga TV. But what do you guys think about the vlog that I've been doing? The kind of like more, it's like an artsy vlog. It's a great way to see what your life in Japan is like. And you get a new look of Japan. Oh, that's good. I'm really glad that you like it. That's really nice for me to hear, honestly, because a lot of people like have issues with it, that it kind of feels a bit similar to like Casey Neistat or whatever. And yeah, okay, I take a lot of inspiration from like Casey, and I take a lot of inspiration from Sarah Dici, if you know who she is, and from like Alex Costa. He did like a really, really cool vlog for a while. He stopped now. And like I kind of just like mashed all of those inspirations together and then threw in a bit of me, and that's what came out, was that vlog. The Hanami one is basically a prime example of what I want those videos to be. And just so you guys have an update for my channel. Sorry, I've got crap up my nose. Huh, sexy. An update for what my channel is gonna like kind of go from here. So just decided now, the last Sunday of every month will be a live stream from me for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, who knows, however I feel. And I'm now going to be like doing 2 videos that are not a vlog, and then 1 video a month will be of a vlog. So it's like, yeah. What kind of editing program do you use? I use Premiere Pro at work. Keeping up with this is so difficult. The Death Note, I don't want to make 2 channels. I personally, I can't handle that kind of like management stuff, so just like I can't do that. I like just throwing everything on one channel to keep it all together. It's basically just like imagine TV. It's just like TV. If you imagine TV, J Hill Life is a TV channel. You don't have the same content coming out all the time. New content comes out on different days, and that's what my channel will do. It's the way that I've always looked at YouTube. YouTube is not social media. YouTube is a media platform, and media platforms need structure. And I've never understood why people are like, I'll make a second channel, because you're then splitting your audience when you're already going to be splitting your audience when they're on your channel anyway. Like, if I upload a vlog, there's certain people who don't want to watch that, and that's fine. But they can still go on my channel, you know? And, like, also, if I upload a video about, like, anime, for example, which I am going to be doing more of, if I upload a video about anime, there's certain people on my channel who don't like anime, and that's perfectly fine. But they see that video, they decide in their head, maybe I should watch it, maybe I shouldn't. And if they do, maybe they'll get something out of it, maybe they won't. Same thing for the vlog, same thing for the live streams. There's 16 people here right now. Those 16 people, I love all of you. I love you so much. 17 people. I love all of you. I love all the people on my channel equally, and I don't want to be splitting them up and being like, these are my vlog people, and these are my anime people, and these are the Japan people. This channel was never intended to be just a Japan-only channel. It was intended to be about me, and that's why I called it J Hill Life, instead of calling it Josh Hill in Japan, or whatever. You know, I've never, ever enjoyed the idea of just niching down to that point. That's why I don't niche down. A lot of people are like, Josh, you'd be so big if you niched down and just talked about one thing. And I'm like, yeah, but then I want to shoot myself in the face. You know, like, I kind of want to just talk about what I want to talk about. And that's why I enjoy the vlog, and it's why I enjoy my anime videos. It's why I enjoy doing this live stream. It just gives me freedom, you know? Sorry, I went on a little bit of a rant there. Whew. I'm out of breath now. But that's my basic philosophy on... I try to focus my channel, but then I throw other stuff in. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Phil, like, I don't know. Here's something that I read the other day. I didn't read it. I watched it the other day. It's by a video content strategist named Roberto Blake. Have you ever played a game called EVE Online? I have! Lucas, I have played EVE Online. I loved EVE Online for the longest time. I had a great spaceship, and then I crashed it into a meteor. And then I stopped playing. Basically, Roberto Blake is a great guy. He's a content strategist, which means he knows the psychology of YouTube. He can tell me, or you, or anyone, how to make your channel better. And I study, I have to do this because I do SEO stuff all the time. And I have to study how to make a channel better or worse or whatever. And he says, or he said in one of his videos, if you've ever been diagnosed with ADHD or ADD or ADHD, it is impossible for you to niche down on YouTube. And I couldn't agree more. I have ADHD, as you could probably tell by this live stream, and it is very difficult for me to just like focus on one thing and just be like, I'm this channel, because I like variety. I've always loved variety, which is why I just make what makes me happy, and when I put it up, it's good. Basically, you know, and I hope you guys enjoy that. I'm sorry if you would rather me niche down. I am sorry about that. It's just talking about Japan. There's only so much to say about Japan, and there's only so much to say about anime, and there's only so much to say about this. It's like, you know, variety is something I enjoy about your channel. Thank you very much, Lucas. That really does mean a lot to me. Thank you. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to take a break, because I'm not taking a break. I'm going to take a break from speaking, let the questions roll in, and I'll answer them. Ask me anything. I don't care. Ask me, well, I do care about certain things. Have I ever thought about doing videos on editing? I actually did think about that for the longest time. But then You know, I would lose a job probably. Hey man, what would you say is the biggest downside of living in Japan? Biggest downside, there's no cheese. No cheese in Japan. Sad. Cheese in Japan fucking sucks, guys. I'm sorry, like dairy products in general suck. It's okay because I'm lactose intolerant, but yeah, they're just terrible. If you're lactose intolerant, Japan's the best place for you because there's like barely any lactose anywhere, or lactose. What, I don't know what it is. Other downside of living in Japan. You kind of get desensitized to the idea of money. Like, the milk is crap too. It's like really bad. I don't drink milk anymore. Yeah, you get desensitized to the idea of money. Like, to me, going out and spending 10,000 yen is nothing now. It doesn't mean anything to me. But like spending 10,000 yen, which is $100, literally, it starts to mean nothing to you, and that's bad. Couldn't imagine not having cheese. They do have cheese, it's just not good. It's just not good cheese. It's like the equivalent of eating like death. You can order it online though, and also the Seiyu, the Walmart Seiyu thing. They do have some good cheese. It's just expensive. There's no cheddar though, like Lucas just said. Yeah, AMA guys, ask me anything. Oh, my back. Oh, cracked my back. That wasn't very nice. I'm old. Do you get paid monthly or bi-weekly? I get paid monthly. Have you ever done Hanami? I have, Edwin. I did Hanami. You can check my videos for that. I did a vlog on it. Why does Japan remove the value of money for you? The reason why is because Japan's expensive. You lose the value of money because things here are just very expensive. And the idea of going out and spending 10,000 yen doesn't really mean anything to you when pretty much you can spend 10,000 yen in half an afternoon. So, like, $100 means really nothing, you know. Is it more common for jobs to pay monthly or bi-weekly? I've noticed that many jobs say monthly. Pretty much every job in Japan pays monthly because that's the way they are. They like structure. Yeah, pretty much every job will pay you monthly. In fact, all jobs pay pretty much on the same day. Mine doesn't. Mine pays on a different day than most. It pays on a very bizarre day, actually, for that kind of stuff. Got any tips for making friends other than colleagues, especially with limited Japanese? Yes, Lucas, I do. Go to meetup.com. That's literally the word meetup.com. And they host international exchange parties, stuff like that, constantly. I made some of my best friends I've got in Japan at a meetup.com event, which was a barbecue on the beach in the summer. So I definitely recommend you should go to those. They're usually quite cheap. There's a lot of drinking, a lot of fun. Have fun doing it. Meet people, make friends. That's what I say. And you'll make a lot of contacts. Also, Lucas, like, go to, like, bars. Just go to a bar. Like, go to an izakaya and make friends. Like, Japanese people are willing to wait while you figure it out. Do you think it's worth owning a car in the city? Hell no. Do not own a car in Tokyo at all. No. Never own a car in this country. It's not worth your time. Go to Golden Gai. That's a perfect example. Japanese people in Golden Gai, well, depending on the bar, some places don't take foreigners. They are willing to wait while you figure out the Japanese that you're trying to throw at them, and most of them can speak English anyway because it's Shinjuku, so, you know, this, that, and the other thing. Alright, we're on an hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to run this. We're going to do this for an hour and a half, and then that's probably going to be it, because I need to have lunch. Best place to buy cheap foods. It depends on what you mean by cheap foods. Basically, like, I live near a Gyomu Super, which is basically the equivalent of, like, a... what do they call it? Bulk buy store. We can watch you eat, it's fine. This isn't mukbang. I'm not doing another mukbang. I already did one for Doga TV and it killed me inside. If you want to see me eat, go over to the Doga TV channel. That's DOGA TV. we did a video where we ate the giant gyoza, and holy hell, my insides were fucked after that. Whew, not good, no bueno. Es no bueno. I can't link it here right now. I'll because I can't do anything with the screen. What's for lunch? What's for lunch? What is for lunch? I don't know. Do you like Japanese drinking parties? I do. I love Japanese drinking parties. Nomikais es muy bueno. Why I'm speaking in Spanish? I don't know. I don't even speak Spanish. Nomikai wa ichiban daisuki desu. I'm just throwing out random phrases. No, I do really like nomikai. They're quite fun. What if you don't drink alcohol? Is it a problem there? No, it's not. Nomikai respect people. They're not arseholes. They're not going to force you to drink if you don't drink. What kind of camera do I use? I use this. This is a Canon 600D. It is called something else in America. I don't know. I think it's a Rebel or something like that. This camera is old as hell, and it kind of looks like a hammer if I hold it like this. It's like a weapon. If I just do that, like this is a pose I often do with my my camera. I just hold it like this, and it looks like I'm holding like a massive like hammer or something. Do you feel awkward recording yourself in public in Japan? Hell no. People in Japan are weird as shit, man. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And also, you're a gaijin. People are gonna look at you no matter what you're doing. I keep burping. I'm sorry. I've got mad indigestion. No, people in Japan are gonna look at you weird no matter who you are or what you're doing. So, no, it's fine. And also, Japanese people are super inquisitive. They're like, you know, when like cats want to like get up in your business because they want to know what you're doing. Same with dogs. That's what Japanese people are doing. If you have like a camera and you're like la da 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 da, I'm vlogging, they'll just come up and be like, "What are you doing? What is that?" Like, you know what I mean? They get like really like confused. It's funny. How often do strangers come up to you and try and speak English? They don't ever. I've never had a Japanese person come up to me and try and speak English because I'm 6'5". And I'm built like a brick shit house, so like Japanese people get hella afraid of me. I've had people come up to me and ask me survey questions. That happens a lot. So yeah, I'm 6'5". I'm literally, you are placed about 5 feet in the air right now. So the only way you could be above me is if I pin you on one of my. I have these pegs. Yeah, I'm going to show you. I have these pegs which have got like pictures of me and Sophie and like our life events and stuff. Like this one. This one's a really good one. I'll just switch the camera around so you can see. Wait, oh, there it is. This is me meeting Gavin Free from the Slow Mo Guys and Bernie Burns from Rooster Teeth. And you can see Bernie Burns is 6 foot and I tower over him. So yeah, that's how tall I am. Japanese houses have alright, flip back screen. Okay, it's not letting me flip back. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Japanese houses have quite tall roofs. See? Look at that. Yeah. Oh, my screen's gone.